So why is Gepard even a good pick against Sunday? To understand that, we need to know how Sunday works. So I will give you a really quick, simple explanation on how Sunday works. So first of all, we got 4 Lil Sundays on the field. Each of them has, of course, a toughness bar, and each of them has a weakness type. We can call it weakness type 1 for in this case, and then we can copy paste this Lil Sunday 4 times, and then of course in his case it will be weakness type 2, in his case we can call it weakness type 3, and in his case we can call it weakness type 4. And we got, of course, the Big Sunday right in the middle. And Big Sunday has a toughness bar 2, of course, but he has 10 stacks of that toughness bar. And Big Sunday doesn't start with a weakness. To give Big Sunday a weakness type, you need to weakness break a Lil Sunday's toughness bar. Then Big Sunday gets a weakness type, but all the other Lil Sundays also get a weakness type. So if you weakness break every Lil Sunday, everyone will eventually have 4 weakness types. And the thing is, when you weakness break a Lil Sunday's toughness bar, Big Sunday's toughness bar gets reduced by 50%. So that means you continuously want to weakness break Lil Sunday's toughness bar to make sure Big Sunday's toughness bar gets reduced to 0 as fast as possible, so you can DPS burst him down. And the nice thing is, in the first phase when fighting against Sunday, Lil Sunday's their toughness bars get recovered whenever Sunday gets a turn. And Sunday is quite fast, so Lil Sundays recover their toughness bar quite frequently. But in the second phase, Sunday gets really fast because he gets into that I'm giving you on the first day, meaning on the second day, blah blah blah. He frequently gets a turn, which means when you weakness break a Lil Sunday, they recover from their weakness broken state immediately. That means weakness breaking Big Sunday gets way easier, since you can consistently reduce Big Sunday's toughness bar by 50%. So what's the problem here? Where does Gepard come in? Well, Gepard saves you from those Lil Sundays, since those Lil Sundays recover from their weakness broken state so frequently, and there are 4 of them on the field, they continuously attack your allies. Every time a Lil Sunday attacks an ally, that attacked ally gets their action reduced by a little bit. Which means if your Rappa or Imaginary March 7 gets attacked by a Lil Sunday, their action gets delayed the whole time. And that's a big problem, since the whole thing about Apocalyptic Shadow is that you want your characters to be really fast and do a lot of attacks to weakness break the boss as fast as possible, so you can get as many rewards as possible. So that is why Gepard should act as a punching bag against the Lil Sunday. But the nice thing when weakness breaking Lil Sunday is their action gets delayed quite a bit. So if you can manage to consistently weakness break them, you delay their action the whole time. But that is quite difficult to do for many people. Sure, in normal OG teams with Rappa, Ruanmei, Imaginary March 7 and Linksha, that little bit of delayed action isn't a biggie. But in teams where speed tuning is important, like a Bronya and Rappa team, if your Rappa gets attacked by a Lil Sunday, then the whole speed tuning is thrown off, then you might have already lost the whole run. So why Gepard specifically? Since Gepard has in his traces an effect where he is more likely to be attacked. Plus, at the light coin called Landau's Choice. On top of that, 80 to 90% of the time Gepards get attacked the whole time. It doesn't cost any skill points. Gepard's only reason in a team would be to just exist and take the hits from the Lil Sundays. And even Big Sunday himself, since Big Sunday has an attack where he makes a character sleep so they can't act for a whole turn. And of course Gepard should cast his ult whenever he has enough. And this brings me to my second point. Gepard is actually quite a nice sustainer against Sunday, since whenever you weakness break Big Sunday's toughness bar by 1, so it gets from 10 to 9, then your whole team gets a shield. So by just reducing Sunday's toughness bar by 1 the whole time, it already makes sustaining with your team a bit easier. That is why you don't have to have a real hardcore healer like Aventurin, you know. Even though Aventurin is of course great with his AoE, follow-up attacks and all. But you don't need to go over the top with the sustaining. Which means just casting Gepard's ult if available is more than enough to just sustain. And why Gepard specifically and not, for example, Preservation March 7? Since Preservation March 7 also makes an ally more likely to be attacked. Well, since it costs a skill point. That's the same case with Preservation MC. Sure, it is more a taunt, not more likely to be attacked. But still, it costs a skill point. The same with Clara, her ult. It doesn't cost a skill point, but it does cost your whole ult. And Clara is of course no sustainer. The same with Yunli, her ult taunts all enemies, but she is no sustainer. So to prove to you that Gepard is finally really useful, we will put him in a team with Rappa, Bronya and Imaginary March 7th, where Gepard's only role is to act as a punching bag for the little Sundays and for the big Sunday too, of course, with his sleep ability. And of course, there are way better teams than this, but it is to prove a point that Gepard still can be used in some specific situations. So we got Rappa. Rappa is an amazing pick against Sunday. A lot of AoE toughness reduction with her enhanced basic attack. We got Bronya. Bronya's only role in this team is to make sure Rappa gets another turn. No other purpose than that. And of course, when she gives Rappa another turn with her skill, Rappa gets a bit of increased damage, which is nice. And with Bronya's ult, everyone gets a bit of attack percentage, which is also nice with Rappa. So apart from that, Bronya's only existence in this team is to make Rappa act as much as possible. And of course, we got Gepard. His only role is to act as a punching bag and tank all of Lil Sunday's and Big Sunday's hits, and to make sure that the speed tuning of Rappa and Bronya doesn't get thrown off, because Lil Sunday's delay the action of the attacked ally. And we got Imaginary MC just to make Rappa do more damage and make weakness breaking the Lil and Big Sundays easier with her skill. So hereby enjoy the showcase.
僕がいる。気迫を示せ。交互期待。忍びラッシュ。超絶資料の避けられない我に力を。我に力を。我々はとうに嵐に踏み守るべき者のために打ち崩せ。アドリブで。ランドゥの名のも小説の志は朽ちることなし。退くがいい。我に力を。スタンバイ。ドリームカムトゥルー。銀河忍法奥義両乱滅殺人。一生コラボスタート。メング粉砕。我々はとうに嵐に踏み入った守るべき者のために打ち崩せ。避けられない我に力を。両乱人気銀河忍法奥義両乱滅殺人。アドリブで。覚悟しろ。雑音が我に力を。すべての創造は麦の日にいた哲学の大事万象を再構築するのです。真実に近い。ペースを合わせよう。ドリームカムトゥルー。歴法に近い。ランドゥの名小説の志は朽ちることなし。言語に近い。 我々はとうに嵐に踏み守るべき者のために打ち崩せ。スタンバイアドリブで一生コラボスタート。退くがいい。正義はここにあり。言語に力。退くがいい。価値に力。代価を払っても我に力を。妖乱人形。銀河人パゴーキ。妖乱滅殺人。ランドゥの小説の志は朽ちることなし。人の尊厳に我々はとうに嵐に踏み守るべき者のために打ち崩せ。退くが妖乱滅殺人。一生コラボスタート。ドリームカブセル妖乱人が我に力を。アドリブで退くがいい。避けられないにせよ我に力を。我々はとうに嵐に踏み守るべき者のために打ち崩せ。妖乱人形。ランドゥのな小説の志は朽ちることなし。
It is quite a shame that I didn't manage to get 3300 points, since if you get 3300 points on average on each side, you get all the rewards. That's mostly what I care about. But if I did a couple of more tries and made the better decisions here and there, then surely I could have easily gotten 3300 points. But you get the point I'm trying to make. Gepard can act as a punching bag, even though he got like attacked once by Sunday and once by a Lil Sunday, because I managed to consistently weakness break the Lil Sundays with Rappa, so they don't even get a chance to attack me. But you get the point. He tanked 2 hits, which could have been a devastating blow to the flow of the whole team. So if Rappa got hit once, I need to retry again. If Bronya gets hit once, with Sunday's sleep attack specifically, then I can retry again. But if you really struggle with consistently weakness breaking Lil Sundays, they will delay your team's action quite a lot. So theoretically, Gepard is quite a nice pick if you can't manage to consistently weakness break Lil Sundays. So let's get to the build of the characters. As you can see, Rappa is quite fast and has a lot of attack. Her stats look quite decent, as you can see. Not a lot of break effect, but I will show you in a moment why. We got Himeko's light cone on her, and I got it S3, which I literally just got from the monthly tickets, as you can see, which is quite unfortunate, you know. I had like 30 pity, but yeah, we can't do much about it. For the traces, I got it all maxed out. For the relics, we got the 4-piece Iron Cavalry, of course, and the 2-piece Forge of the Kalpakni, however you pronounce that. And the nice thing about this 2-piece is, whenever I really want to do damage to him, we'll have fire weakness. So I get a free 40% break effect with this set. Since all I care about before weakness break Sunday is just reducing everyone's toughness as much as possible, as fast as possible, until I get that opportunity to nuke down Sunday. And yeah, like I said, when you weakness break Sunday, you will have all 4 weaknesses, which is imaginary, fire, lightning, and quantum. For the stats, as you can see, they are pretty nice. Quite a lot of speed. We just got an attack body, speed boots, attack orb. And as you can see, this is the first ever piece, which I just leveled yesterday, that has 5 hits on 1 substat. That is why I didn't went for a link rope with break effect main stat, since as you can see we have 37 break effect from this substat alone, and the main stat break effect has 64% break effect, which means from this substat alone I have half a break effect rope. So that's why I was like, you know what, I would just go for a attack percentage main stat, since I already have so much break effect from this substat alone. And for the Eidolons, just E0. For Gepard, I really have bad substats for him. I really haven't leveled anything with him, as you can see. For his light cone, of course, we got this light cone to make him more likely to be attacked. For tracers, as you can see, haven't leveled almost anything. For his relics, as you can see, I just copy paste this Aventurines 4-piece on him. And for the 2-piece, I got this one to make sure he gets his ult a little bit faster and to make Rappa a bit stronger with the attack percentage buff. As you can see, for the relics, they are quite whack, nothing special, since I only care really about defense percentage to make the shield he provides to the world team a bit stronger. And of course an ER rope to get his ult faster. And I got an E1, but it is quite useless since I never use his skill. I just auto attack with him. And then we got Bronya, as you can see, 150 speed, and with Rappa 153. So quite a nice speed tuning. For the other stats, just normal, nothing special going on actually. For the light cone, we got her light cone, which we got lucky or unlucky by getting it in a standard banner. For the traces, I haven't maxed out her skill and talent, because we got to be mindful of those golden balls. For the relics, we got a 2-piece HP and a 2-piece speed. And for the orb and link, we got the same relics as with Gepard, just to make Rappa a bit stronger. For the substat, as you can see, a lot of speed, since I really want to match her with Rappa speed. For the orb, we got an attack percentage up, which is quite whack, since I would have preferred HP or defense to make a bit tankier, but I didn't have really anything better. And with the rope, of course, ER rope to get her ult faster. And we got her E1, which is quite nice, which means we can cast the imaginary MC's skill a bit more if we get lucky with the 50-50. And then we got imaginary MC herself, of course, as you can see, quite fast. And for the other substats, nothing special, of course, as much break effect as possible. For the light cone, I got this light cone just to make sure Rappa did a bit more damage. For the tracers, same case, I haven't maxed everything yet, because we got to be mindful of those golden balls. For the relics, just your average 4-piece break effect piece. And for the 2-piece, we got Talia, just to make sure imaginary MC has as much break effect as possible. And for the substat, as you can see, just as much speed and break effect as possible. We got an imaginary main stat orb, because we didn't have anything better. And of course a break effect rope. And we got her E6, since those Eidolons are all free if you just play the story. As you can see, Gepard works quite well against Sunday. He works as a punching bag just to tank all those hits from those Lil Sundays and Big Sunday too, to make sure the speed tuning of your team with the Rappa and Bronya team, for example, doesn't get thrown off. But yes, there are way better teams, way better sustainers. But if you don't have anything better, he is still viable and can still serve as a decent sustainer if you don't have anything else. And luckily, Rappa is as always really broken. Well, in this specific case against Sunday, because this whole boss fight is literally made for Rappa, and I'm fine with that since I sacrificed a lot of push-ups for Rappa, since I did one summon for every push-up I did when summoning for Rappa. So if you're interested in how that went, have a look at that video, and I thank you for your time and see you the next time. Bye.